So Tory Lanez gets 10 years in the penitentiary for shooting Meg the Stallion. Let's talk about all the details. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the rapper, singer known as Tory Lanez getting 10 years in the penitentiary for shooting fellow musician, rapper Meg the Stallion back in July of 2020. Now, this has been very controversial because people did not believe that he actually did this, and some still say he didn't really do it. There was other things involved. Some say that her own friend shot her. Some say it was mutual combat. They were having a disagreement that got real physical. There's all kind of speculation. There's all kind of rumors and allegations going on. But at the end of the day, Tory Lanez has been found guilty and sentenced to 10 years in the penitentiary for shooting Meg the Stallion. Now, there's a lot we got to get into, but first, let's check out the news clip. As always, if you want to see the full clip without my commentary, link as always will be in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion in 2020. He's been in jail since December after a jury found him guilty of multiple felonies. Prosecutors yesterday read a statement from Megan in court. It says she has suffered every day since this incident. Carter Evans has more.
Rapper Tory Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, has now been sentenced to a decade behind bars for shooting and wounding hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion in 2020.
Do you think the sentencing is fair?
Surrounded by family as he left the courtroom Monday, the 31-year-old's father, Sunstar Peterson, read an emotional statement to the judge. Choking back tears, the elder Peterson described his son losing his mother to a rare disorder when he was 11 years old, saying, quote, "I don't think anybody gets over that, but his music became his outlet."
Now, a little bit about Daystar, a.k.a. Tory Lanez, and his father, Sunstar. There's all kind of rumors about the father, like he was some kind of cult leader or something crazy. I don't really know the full details of that, but there's an interesting history right there. And Tory Lanez, I think he is Canadian by citizenship. I'm not quite sure if he is an American citizen. So that could complicate his criminal process. When he was a child, he lived in the U.S., I believe in Miami for a while, but I'm not quite sure if he was a legal resident or what's going on. So the citizenship and the issues with his father and whatnot, that could kind of complicate things as they try to do any kind of appeal or whatever. It's also going to complicate things when it comes to where he's going to actually go to the penitentiary. Is it going to be in the U.S., Canada, or wherever?
Music became his outlet. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, accused Peterson of shooting her in the foot after they left a Los Angeles party. In an exclusive interview with CBS Mornings, Pete described the shooting.
Were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared because I had never been shot at before.
In an impact statement read by prosecutors during the sentencing, Pete said, "He not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma. He tried to position himself as a victim and set out to destroy my character and my soul."
You look great.
Thank you so much.
Prosecutors have petitioned the court for a 13-year sentence, stating that Peterson showed a lack of remorse for the crime. L.A. County DA George Gascon spoke after the sentencing.
There are many people in our community that endure acts of violence every day from people close to them and feel reluctant to come forward. I hope that Ms. Pete's bravery gives hope to those that feel helpless.
Peterson maintained his innocence throughout the trial, and his lawyers plan to appeal his conviction. For CBS Mornings, I'm Carter Evans in Los Angeles.
I think the harshness of the sentence was very surprising to some, but I keep thinking about Megan, who said people didn't believe her, guys, despite a police report, a medical report. She was humiliated and taunted. So I hope this gives her some kind of closure.
Okay, so there's quite a bit we got to get through. Actually, there's quite a bit we got to get through because let's go back to 2020 when this story first broke. There was all kind of things that were said. First, I believe she was saying that she stepped on glass. Like there were some glass fragments in her foot. And on the scene, they said it took out some glass fragments, but then they became bullet fragments in her foot. And then there was an issue with, they all were having an issue over Kylie Jenner or Kendall Jenner, one of the Jenners. He was at one of the Jenner's house at a party. Megan didn't like it. They get in the vehicle. They're arguing back and forth. Now, somebody has a gun. Now, what I don't know is who the gun belonged to, where the gun came from, or anything like that. If y'all know about that, let me know in the comments. But a gun gets produced, then it gets brandished. Now, rumor had it that Megan's friend was upset with Megan because they had an affair with Tory. They were asking Megan about this probably about a year or two ago, and she really didn't answer that question about having an affair with Tory. So this could have been some kind of love triangle or something like that going wrong. That doesn't really matter, but it kind of gives you an understanding of why gunplay couldn't get involved. You're dealing with feelings and emotions, things of that nature. Sometimes it gets crazy. This is why whenever there is a woman that goes missing or she gets hurt, the first suspect, the boyfriend, always. I'm not saying it's always the boyfriend's fault or always the husband's fault, but he's immediately the suspect right away. Okay, if she goes missing, where's the boyfriend at? But anyway, I digress. So the gun gets produced. Some say the friend had it and was shooting in the air, shooting recklessly. And they say Tory Lanez was trying to take the gun from her. Some say that Tory grabbed the gun, and according to Meg Thee Stallion, she said that he told her to dance B and then shot at her foot. Now, I don't know if he was trying to hit her, if he was just trying to scare her, if he was drunk or whatever, but if he did that, then it doesn't matter if his intention was to actually shoot her or not. It doesn't matter if her foot was only grazed. If he shot at her, playing around or whatever, that's the same thing as shooting her intentionally, because you don't play with guns like that, obviously. You don't just shoot your gun off and do things like that. Now, it could have been the other way where the friend was involved shooting and then he didn't say anything. Look, if the friend shot her and not him, he should have said something. But the problem is they had evidence linking the gun to him. I think they had a fingerprint or it might have been gun residue. They had evidence linking the gun to him. They had witnesses talking about what was going on. It was too much evidence against Tory Lanez. People didn't really want to believe it. They were saying, she's lying. The story, we probably won't get the full story. That's the whole thing. The full story, all of what happened that day before the gun came out, we probably won't get that. But regardless of what's going on, the moral of the story here is don't play around with guns. You're drinking. If you're drinking, you can't even be around the pistol. You can't even be touching the gun, number one. And number two, if there's any kind of dispute, any kind of problem between you, a significant other, or whatever, especially if you're the man, you got to get up out of there. Get up out of there. Don't get involved, because when you do get involved, when you try to fight back or you try to fight her in general, you letting your feelings get ahead of you, you want to play around with the gun, it's all bad. So 10 years, that's what he got. He'll try to appeal that, of course, but I don't really see it going any other way. There was already a negative PR campaign against Meg Thee Stallion. That didn't work, obviously. I think the jury saw the evidence. They saw things that the general public did not see, and they said, okay, you're guilty, and you got a 10-year sentence for shooting her in her foot. That's just what it is, and I think it's deserved, because what I think happened as I close is that he was playing with the gun. That's what I think. I don't think he intended to actually shoot her, but if you shoot at somebody, it's the same thing. I don't play around like that. I'm not going to shoot at you if I'm not trying to shoot you. But people do dumb stuff when they are dumb to begin with, and when you get drugs, alcohol, emotions, feelings involved, you're going to do dumb stuff like that. So if you're ever in a situation, leave the gun alone, leave the situation, don't get caught up, don't get yourself sent to the penitentiary making big rocks and the little rocks. Simple as that. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? Do you think 10 years is an appropriate sentence for Tory Lanez for shooting Meg Thee Stallion? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think it's appropriate based upon my opinion about what went down. I believe he was playing with the gun, and I believe there was some emotional stuff going on. It could have been a love triangle or whatever. But as soon as you pick up that gun and start firing, it don't even really make a difference. And if he's not the person that did it, he should have said who did. If the friend did it, you should have said who did it. You know, people get caught up in this whole thing about, oh, I'm not going to snitch. Well, look, I mean, if I didn't do a thing and they're saying I did do it, I'm going to tell. Snitching only applies to criminals who are engaged in criminal activity with other criminals. For example, you got 4 guys robbing the bank. One of the guys get caught. And they say, hey, man, who were the guys that were with you? If you tell, you're a snitch. Because y'all all did it together. You guys all were criminals. But if I'm innocent and I'm being accused of a thing I didn't do, and I saw somebody who did it, I'm going to say they did it. I didn't do it. They did it. I'm an innocent person. Why would I not tell? That lets me know that he did it. Playing with the gun. He said, dance B, and she gets shot. Hey, man, 10 years in the joint, it is what it is. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.